Hello students. Now today we are discussing the next topic from our chapter coordination number from the coordination compounds from the 12th science. The lecture number 4. Now today we are discussing the important theory, that is the Werner's theory of the coordination complex. So Werner is the first scientist that made the first attempt to explain the nature of bonding in a coordination compounds. We know that coordination compound contain the central metal, atom or ion, and bonded with the ligands. So what type of the nature of bonding is present in between metal and the ligand will be first explained by the scientist, the Werner's. So therefore that theory is given name as a Werner's theory. So, the postulates of the Werner's theory, now we discuss one by one. The first point of the first point of the theory is that uh, unlike metal ion, unlike metal ion, the metal in a complex, in a coordination complex or in a complex possesses two type of valency, two types of valencies. So here, what are the central metal will be present? That metal possesses a two type of the valency. The first is the primary and second is the secondary valency. First is the primary valency and the second is the secondary valencies. So metal present in the central will be possesses the two type of the valencies, that is the primary valency. The primary valency is observed to be ionizable, means removable, ionizable. This valency is a removable or ionizable. And the secondary valency is a non-ionizable. So metal possesses the two type of the valency, primary valency and the secondary valency. Primary valency ionizable or removable, non-ionizable is a secondary valency. That is the first postulate. The second postulate that the ionizable sphere. So it observed that if you draw the two type of the sphere which is present in the coordination compound, suppose this is metal. Metal is surrounded by the ligands, and this sphere is the inner sphere. This is the inner sphere, and the ligand which are present in another is the here is the outer sphere. So metal has a two type of the sphere, inner sphere and the outer sphere. The metal will be surrounded by the inner sphere, and the inner sphere contain whatever the valency here is present in the inner sphere is the secondary valency, and it observed that the secondary valency is a non-ionizable valency. Remember, means metal is surrounded by inner sphere, and that inner sphere will be have the secondary valency, and secondary valency is a non-ionizable, while the outer sphere is a satisfied by the primary valency. It is satisfied by the primary valency, and it observed that primary valency is a ionizable. So the 2 points you remember here, that is the primary valency which is a ionizable, okay, and the secondary valency is a non-ionizable. Okay, again the metal will be surrounded by the two sphere, inner sphere and the outer sphere. The entity which are present in the inner sphere will be satisfied by the secondary valency, and the entity present in the outer sphere will be satisfied by the primary valency. So therefore, the next postulate I say that the next point I now discuss in the same thing in the third postulate is that the ionizable sphere consists of the ionizable sphere consists of entities. The ionizable sphere consists of entities which satisfy the primary valency of the metal. The ionizable sphere consists of the entity which satisfy the primary valency. So where the primary valency is present? Primary valency is present outside the sphere. Means outside the sphere, the ionizable sphere is there, and that is the consist of the primary valency. So primary valency and primary valency, the primary valency are generally satisfied by anions. It generally satisfied by the anions. Look here, again clear one thing. The metal primary valency is ionizable, secondary valency is non-ionizable. Where the primary valency is present? Primary valency is present outer sphere. Where the secondary valency is present? Secondary valency is present in the inner sphere. So inner sphere is a non-ionizable, outer sphere is ionizable, primary valency is ionizable, secondary valency is a non-ionizable. So from the same point we discussed the postulate is that ionizable sphere consists of the entity which satisfy the primary valency, the which satisfy the primary valency of the metal. Which satisfy the primary valency of the metal. So this is the word is the metal of the metal. Thus, the primary valency are generally satisfied by anions. It is satisfied by the anions. So anions are generally found to be present in the primary valency. Next point is that the secondary coordination sphere, the secondary coordination sphere consists of entities which satisfy the secondary valency, which satisfy the secondary valencies. Now look at what I say here next in the next postulate. The secondary coordination sphere consists of entity which satisfy the secondary valencies. Okay, and are non-ionizable, and which are the non-ionizable. Okay, which are generally non-ionizable. So secondary valency, again one point to remember that the secondary valencies for metal ions are fixed and are satisfied by anions or neutral molecules. Means secondary valency consists of neutral molecules or anions. Primary valency has only anions, secondary valency has either anions or neutral. Secondary valency are fixed. They are not removable. They are always fixed valency. Also they possess the directional property, remember. The secondary coordination sphere consists of the entity which satisfy the secondary valencies and are non-ionizable. So uh, this is the inner sphere which corresponding to secondary valency, and secondary valency as a non-ionizable. So this secondary valency is also called as coordination sphere. Remember this word, we have to also remember as alternative word as a coordination sphere. Okay, and the secondary valency have fixed last postulate is that secondary valency have a fixed spatial arrangement around the metal ion, so as a fixed property, it has a fixed directional property. Secondary valency has fixed directional property, and therefore they possesses the it has a fixed spatial arrangement around the metal ion. So like this way, these are the general postulates in the case of the. So remember, secondary valency is corresponding to coordination number. We already know what is a coordination number. We also consider the last video on the same point. And the primary valency is corresponding to oxidation number. We also know that how we find out the oxidation number. So these 2 points you remember from this topic. Okay, so let us discuss some of the simple questions on this so as to understand the same topic. The first point is that identify the primary and the secondary valency in the following diagram. One diagram I can draw here, and we have to identify which is the primary valency and which is the secondary valency. So we consider that the central metal will be surrounded by the inner sphere. So this is the your inner sphere, and this is the outer sphere. So this is outer and this is the inner sphere. So we know that inner sphere is corresponding to secondary valency, and outer sphere is corresponding to, that is the primary valency. So this is the primary valencies and this is the secondary valency. So like this way we can identify, and we also know that inner sphere has a secondary valency and which is also called as a coordination number. So this represents the coordination number, and the outer sphere which is primary valency and which is corresponding to oxidation number. That point we also discuss. Next question is that when the complex of the CONH36Cl3 is a dissolved in water, it does not give the taste of cobalt plus 3 and ammonia. Why? It does not give the taste. As when the complex CONH36Cl3, when you dissolve in water, it does not give the separate taste for cobalt and ammonia, means this complex is present. So it means what? It does not dissociated into simple metal ions. So it not dissociated in the simple ions. Here only see 3 chlorine ions you obtained as a simple ions. So here this will be not separated. They are present in the form of the complex ion, and that is the characteristics of the coordinate compound. Okay, means cobalt and ammonia are present in the secondary valency because they are non-ionizable. This point can also clear. Next question is that what happens when aqueous solution of the CO with 6 ammonia and chlorine is treated with AgNO3? So what happens? It observed that when aqueous solution of this complex is treated with silver nitrate, you observe that a curdy white PPT of AgCl, 3 molecules of AgCl is observed. A curdy white PPT of AgCl of 3 moles are observed. So that point is observe when the this will be means what dash cobalt with the 6 ammonia having the 3 chlorine. We know that. So cobalt with the 6 ammonia is in the secondary valency, which is corresponding to coordination number. This is in the primary valency, which is corresponding to oxidation number. When dissolve, okay, and when dissolve, what you know that when it dissolve, it gives the only the ions of the chlorine because they are present in the primary form. So here is a 3 minus, so it is a 3 plus. So when it react with the silver nitrate, as they are the 3 chlorines are free, so it gives a 3AgCl, that is a Kurdi white preparative. So it suggests that they are present in the primary valency, and primary valency is the ionizable valency. Next question is that when 1 mole of the purple color complex of cobalt Cl3 and ammonia treated with excess of silver nitrate produces 2 mole of the AgCl. What it produces? 2 mole of AgCl. Write the formula of the complex if the coordination number of the cobalt is 6. So one point is clear that when it dissolves, it produces the 2 moles of chlorine. Means in the formula actually there are the 3 chlorine. So out of the 3 chlorine, it gives a 2 AgCl only, means 2 chlorine 2 chloride ion are in primary valency. Out of the 3, the 2 are in the primary valency and 1 is in secondary valency, because whatever the free, they only gives test with the silver chloride. So when you write the formula, in this formula 1 chlorine we have to write inside and 2 chlorine we have to write the outside, because the 2 silver chloride test will be because the 2 AgCl ppt is obtained, 1 chlorine is there, and here the coordination number is a 6, so out of which 1 is a chlorine, so therefore the 5 are the amine. So like this way we can understand the meaning of this. Okay. Next is the 1 mole of the green color complex of the COCl3 and ammonia when treated with excess of silver chloride produces 1 mole of AgCl. Look here. So here only 1 mole of AgCl is obtained, means 1 Cl minus is in primary valency. So whatever the free, they will be gives only primary valency. So 1 chlorine is in the primary valency and 2 mole, 2 chlorine are in secondary valency. So that point will be clear. So as 1 will be gives 1 AgCl and 2 are remain in the secondary valency. So when you write down the formula, again coordination number of the cobalt is the 6. So cobalt with the 3 amines. So how many are there? 1 are in the only primary valency and 2 are in the secondary valency. So coordination number is 6, means 2 is there. So this is a 4. So like this way we can consider the formula of the compound depending upon the total number of the primary and secondary valency. Okay. So like this way today we are discussing the what is the Werner's theory, what are the postulate of the Werner's theory, and what are the how we can understand the concept of primary and secondary valency. Okay, thank you.